What up? This B-Boy Reg, Funky Fresh in the Flesh podcast, and we got my man P.Gruv in the house. What's going on?
What up?
What's going on? HP Finest. What's up with you, man?
What's up? HP's Finest, my reflection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is an HP party.
Oh yeah, HP all day today.
I don't know how y'all dropping these episodes or nothing, but it just seemed like it was an HP party.
We did it on purpose.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Shout out to Super MC.
Right. Yep. Super Stu. So speaking of Highland Park, so tell us a little bit about your experience coming up in HP.
My experience coming up in HP was like, I guess, you know what I'm saying, I moved to Highland Park from the east side.
Right.
Let me see. My man Kevin Dix, you know what I'm saying, we had a fight in Ford.
Right.
We fought over a rhyme. It's like I wrote a rhyme.
Right.
And they was having a contest about who could have, you know what I'm saying, the best rhyme. It'd get featured, you know what I'm saying. It was something.
Right.
But Kevin stole my rap, man.
He was biting back then.
And we had to have a fight, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
We threw down. We you know what I'm saying, we tore up the lunchroom, you know what I'm saying. And then we became like best friends, you know what I'm saying, after that. So it was like, you know what I'm saying, that was my introduction to Highland Park, you know what I'm saying? So I went from a Sister Claire Muhammad, which was a private school. On the east side, you know what I'm saying? And then we moved to Highland Park, and then that's when I ended up at Ford, like in the 7th grade. And then from there, you know what I'm saying, I don't know how I graduated out of there, you know what I'm saying? It's like I literally, like, found, you know what I'm saying, a young lady. I ain't gonna say her name because I'm not trying to incriminate nobody or nothing like that. But it was like, you know, we skipped school like every day because her mama like worked out in like, where she work at? But she had some factory job where it took her like 2 hours to drive there. Right. So she left like at 4 a.m. And then she'd come back home, and you know what I'm saying. So I was over there like every day, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know how I graduated. I think they was just pushing people through.
Yeah, you was in the smart class though, wasn't you? 8.0s or 8.1s or something?
I think so. Something like that. Yep.
I remember.
But I wasn't smart.
That's funny. Hey, so tell us about coming up, because we was around the same age. Who were your influences as both an artist and as a producer in hip hop?
Well, my father, George Arnartoon, may his soul rest in peace. Right. You know what I'm saying? He had a rap group. Well, it was actually a lady. That came to him and was like, you know, I got this song, and I want you to, you know what I'm saying, invest in this. So it's like her son was the lead rapper of the group. He rapped her lyrics. And we kind of like became cool. Well, I was like maybe about 8 years old. And, you know, he took me under his wing, like, you know what I'm saying, a big brother and stuff. And we just was hanging out and stuff like that. Right. And I think something like that might have rubbed off on me. You know, so I think that he was like my influence. And then, you know, Tasha T. Yeah. Tasha T really taught me. Yeah, she really taught me how to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like my first girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Right. And she was like,
not
dope.
The girl you used to skip with?
No, not her.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But Tasha taught me, like, you know what I'm saying, how to rap. And then I think after that, it was kind of like Run DMC. You know, but it was like a mixture of just hip-hop starting to bubble, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was a break dancer. Right. Just, you know what I'm saying, just the culture of hip-hop, I think, was more of, like, my influence. You know what I'm saying? I can't really put my finger on one particular thing. It was kind of like a series of events that just happened, and it's just like I became the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hip-hop.
Right.
You know?
Right. That's cool. So we talked about with Super earlier, a lot of us from Highland Park, we we had this show called a Plugger Show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we used to go on there and battle. So what was that like? Because you was on there a few times, right?
Yeah, I was with the Stonewash crew.
Yeah, Stonewash crew, as in the jeans.
Yeah,
that's what
and
y'all named it?
we battled the Food Stamp Boys. The
Right.
Food Stamp Boys ran the Plugger Show.
Right.
But we had a battle.
Yeah.
And we had the winner of the battle. Well, the loser of the battle had to get their name changed.
Oh, wow.
By anybody, you know what I'm saying, whoever, you know what I'm saying, they won against. So we got to change their name. And of course, we had 2 ladies in our group.
Okay.
Dang, I'm trying to remember. I know it was. Okay, I'm not gonna mess up nobody's name.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, they named them the Maxi Pad Crew.
Oh man, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was a classic moment, right?
Yeah.
It's like we came in at the end of the season and we blew past.
Right.
And got all the way up to the Untouchables. Yeah. And the Food Stamp Boys, and we were right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
So yeah, we did that, and that was fun, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Glenny, he was part of the crew.
Glenny Dash.
Yeah, man. Shout out Glenny Dash, man.
That was funny. So talk about, so you I remember coming over your house to record, but you was producing too. So what were you producing because you couldn't find people to make beats, or were you just authentically interested in being a producer?
I think I like just producing. I like producing to this day.
Okay.
You know, and fortunately, I was in a position to be blessed financially to have the cutting edge technology of that day.
Yeah, we know.
You know what I'm saying? It was like I had I had 4 tracks, but even before then, before I started recording at home, I had the opportunities of working in studios. Okay. And being able to see how the recording process worked and things like that. Okay. So I remember one time, shout out to Roz Kente. You know, Roz Kente is a Highland Parker too. Okay. You know what I mean? We actually had the Electrifying Mojo sit in on a couple of our sessions, you know what I'm saying? Wow. Right, you know what I mean? Crazy. It's crazy. So I'm thinking about this stuff like, man, we had Mojo in there with a bunch of kids, you know what I'm saying?
We didn't even know what Mojo looked like in person back then.
Yeah, that's funny. You know what I'm saying? He was in there with us, and he was giving us pointers and stuff like that. Just, you know, and he just was like, yeah, you know, y'all doing good. And he, you know, just kept us, you know, doing what we was doing. Even though we didn't understand, you know what I'm saying? He could have been really critical about this and that, you know, telling us, he was like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all seem like y'all having fun, and, you know. So, yeah, that was the experience. And then I forget the lady's name who wrote Stevie Wonder's My Cherie Amour. Okay. But we used to record with another guy named Carlos at her studio, you know what I'm saying? And that was like working with the 24-track reel to reels and all that stuff like that. So it's like I got to see all of that. Okay. And then hard disk recording. No, it was ADATs. Yeah. And then hard disk recording came in. Okay. So I was able to see the transition from tape to digital. Right. You know, and I was able to incorporate all that and understand how to work all that. And by the time y'all came in the basement, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was doing. Yeah. You know, so it was like I had been out, I seen how it was done, and I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, I can do this here in the basement, you know, and we just started having fun from there. Yeah.
Well, y'all was doing more than having fun, because your first album was the Spotlight album, right? Yeah. I still got that album. Cassette. I'm riding down 7 Mile. It's about 80 degrees. I'm looking at the skimmers and the skimmers. And what was the other one? 3 minutes? That's all I got?
Yeah, 3 minutes. Yeah, people had a lot of fun with 3 minutes.
I actually sampled you on, I did a song called HP Style.
Okay.
And I sampled your voice. So kick the HP, and Proof fell out when he heard that song. He was like, "Is that Groove?" I said, "Yeah, I had to sample somebody from Highland Park."
Oh man,
that's dope.
That's what's up. R.P. Big Proof.
Yep. So, what was it like? So tell us a little bit about that album, cause y'all had I remember going to the club and hearing Tasha T song all the time. I think Zappa Fingers used to play it at the dance all the time.
Yeah. Yep. And it's like even with that, we just was having fun.
Okay.
And like I say, Tasha was my girl.
Yeah.
And she showed me how to rap, and we put her on the project.
Right.
And that was one of the joints that had that magic. You know what I'm saying? Everything worked out, and she was like, on the playlist.
Right.
Like, she stayed in rotation at the dancer. You know what I mean? And anywhere that song was played, it was well received. Yeah. And then we was kind of like, the okay, yeah, they can rap too. We'll listen to them, but we want to hear Tasha T. You know what I'm saying?
Because she had the dance song. Because what was that? What was it? White Horse or something? Y'all said? What song was that?
We sampled the White Horse off of that.
Okay.
And she was like, "So believe that."
Yeah, so believe that. Right.
That was like the girls' anthem. You know what I mean? They was man bashing back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She was the first. What was it? The first. What is it that they got all the Kevin Samuels, all them people out? Now, that should be one of them female theme songs to this day, man. That's
right.
Crazy. What
putting us in check.
Yeah. I remember hearing it because I used to play y'all album all the time, and then I remember going to the club the first time and hearing it. It was equivalent to hearing the song on the radio for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's Groove in them. Well, I was saying George in them. They was like, who is George?
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. So, so the Spotlight album, what was y'all group name at that time?
It was P.Gruv and Sleeepy D.
Right. Yeah. So y'all didn't have a group name, but then y'all became the Enna Circle, right? Or
yeah, that's when we decided to have a group name because we was looking for a DJ.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And we had like K.O.B. in the Saw. So shout out to Keith Butts. That's still my partner in Hypnotic, Right. But Chainsaw, that was his DJ.
Okay.
So we was looking for our own DJ.
Right.
And DJ Los introduced us to DJ Dez.
Right. Shout out to Dez.
Shout out to Los. Yeah. And Dez was so dynamic that it was like, it can't just be P.Gruv and Sleeepy D. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we got to have a group now. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's got to be, the focus on all of us because, like, Dez, he made beats. He was a DJ. He was an MC. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He just was killing it. You know what I'm saying? So he came into the picture, and that's when the Enna C was formed. Sweet. So if you, like, look at that logo, I should have brought, like, a copy with me, but I was just leaving. Jungle Juice Bar, right. You know what I'm saying, on Meringue in Detroit. If you're ever in there, you know what I'm saying, stop by the Juice Bar.
Right.
But, it was like, the logo it looks like an alien face.
Okay.
But what it actually is 3 stick figures holding hands. So you got the 2 heads and the 1 head down at the bottom, and then everybody holding hands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you got the little dot in the middle, and that kind of like represented it was like some esoteric type stuff, you know what I'm saying? We was like off into our beliefs as far as, just looking at God and praising God in a way where it was kind of like in symbolism, but we was just saying that the circle, you know what I'm saying?
So it's all connected.
Yeah,
that's dope. So during it, I remember, what was the single on that got played? It was You Can't Use My Pen. Was that was on that album, right?
That was like our first single.
Okay.
We didn't put You Can't Use My Pen on that album.
Okay.
But we dropped a 12-inch with Throw Your Hands in the Air, You Can't Use My Pen, and Now.
Okay.
And it's like, that's when JD,
you
know what I'm saying, came into the picture.
Right.
JDilla.
Right.
Shout out JDilla, RIP JDilla.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying, that was like cataloged as his first record. If you look at discography or whatever, we got the first published Dilla work.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And he actually was on You Can't Use My Pen. I don't think anybody, to my knowledge, produced with Dilla. It was kind of like you just took his music and you know what I'm saying. But we actually produced with him. The You Can't Use My Pen was me, him, and Dez.
Wow.
And that's his voice at the end.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that was like a collaborative effort. And it was like that with us. You know what I'm saying? Me and Dilla and Dez, we did a lot of stuff together. And some of the stuff is like we thinking about releasing.
Right.
But we got to do it in the right way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for now, it's just like in a time capsule or whatever.
Right. So but, y'all still got a lot of unreleased projects or songs.
Oh, yeah.
With Dilla, yeah.
Yeah, we got lots of them.
You would think you had access to your own equipment. Y'all probably was just recording.
I mean, even before, after that, you know, when we started doing a lot of stuff with him, we was doing it like with R.J. Rice.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we was in Southfield.
Right.
And RJ was so cool that he would just give us the keys and we would just be in the studio like all night.
Right.
So we would be recording and Dilla would go into like this little closet where all the reels and stuff was kept at, but he had a little workstation set up. And he would come out with like 5-6 beats that he just cooked up.
Right.
And then we'd pick one.
Right.
And we'd start working on that one and he'd go back in. It just, this cycle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just kept going like that. So we got like at least 2 albums. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about like old traditional albums with like 18, 19 songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, them full-length albums, right?
Yeah, you know, they don't do that no more. But yeah, we got that much material.
So, because we had Beretta on the show, and he was saying they had 15 songs with Dilla up there, and the songs got erased, like a whole album.
Wow.
So, for you to still have all your content, that's great, man, all the material.
Yeah, well, you know, we held on to those ADATs. Yeah. I mean, not ADATs, but DATs.
The DATs, yeah.
Yeah, because when we was recording up there at RJ's, we was on 24-track tape.
Okay, all right.
You know.
So what? So speaking, because you briefly mentioned the juice bar. So your dad was an entrepreneur. He was a business owner. He owned, what was the restaurant up there?
Yeah, it was called Arkner Tunes.
Arkner Tunes, yeah.
Yep.
And how long ago was that? So that was through what? Through the 80s?
Yeah, it was open for 25 years and it shut down in 2005.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you learn a lot of your business skills as far as music from your dad? Did that rub off on you as far as the industry is concerned?
As far as like being an entrepreneur and just that was kind of like it was like what's the word? You know, I soaked that up. I didn't know I was soaking that up.
Right.
Or, you know, I didn't understand what was happening, you know, as far as like I don't want to work for nobody else.
Right.
Because even when Dilla got signed to, I think it was like MCA when he was up there and he just left.
Yeah.
He kind of came to me and was like, you know, they giving me, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you want to get down? Right. And I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, what I should have did in hindsight is talked it over with Dez and D.
Okay.
And just see, like, you know, what y'all want to do. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, nah, I'm just doing my thing. So we going to keep rocking out independent. You know what I mean?
Because this was when he had, like, a production deal before the Sun Village album came out.
Yeah. Right. I mean, all of that was like in the cooking and stuff. Yeah, him and Proof was just running back and forth to New York. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a lot of that going on.
So y'all was in the mix of that, but y'all just chose not to go with him with that deal, or
it was like not even a second thought.
Okay.
You know, the action was like, nah, we're straight.
Right.
But like I said, I was speaking on me, and I should have talked to Dez, talk to D, and be like, what y'all want to do? What y'all think?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know,
yeah,
that's
because thinking of, I'm just picturing like, because I worked with Dez before, you know what I'm saying, worked with you before, never worked with Dilla, but just thinking with the three of y'all together, that was like a mega producing team. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all would have had one of those. You know how they have teams of producer that's come. Yeah, I think, man, that was dope.
Well, like, you know, the thing is if we would have actually had some type of mentors, right? You know, because the thing was like we was doing all this stuff off of what we thought, right, or what we believed it should be like. You know what I'm saying? And the game ain't nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The game is like it's wild. Yeah. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, when you understand what's going on. Right. You know, but you know, dealing with teenagers, we was teenagers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So all we had was ideas, and it would have been cool to have like, you know, some type of mentorship, like let's say if Barry Gordy was accessible or Don Davis was accessible, you know what I'm saying, to actually talk to us about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Right. That would have been dope. Okay. You know. Yeah. But yeah, it could have, yeah,
I can just imagine. Yeah, that would have changed the city in a major way.
Well, I mean, we actually did, in our own way, right? Because see, people look at that sound that Dilla had, and they don't consider Dez, they don't consider YG, they don't consider me. You know what I'm saying? They don't consider. They just see Dilla, right? But they don't see everything that was around to create that vibe. You know what I'm saying? So we all had a part in that. You know, because
y'all was like y'all was sharpening each other's skills in that process. So it wasn't like one person, one sound. It was a combination of y'all kind of coming out with work and saying, okay, try this and try that. Were y'all experimenting a lot?
Definitely experimenting a lot. And then it's like, you know, even his drum patterns. Okay. You know, he known for that drum. You know what I'm saying? The way that joint kick. That was actually JDilla. Wow. JDilla is a drummer, and that's how he played his drums. Okay. And Dilla, you know what I'm saying, liked the way he played his drums, so he started programming his drums like that. And that like kind of like cemented his sound. Right. Because he was already like classically trained. We didn't know that he was a classically trained musician. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He would just, you know, it makes sense after, you know, you look at how he would put records together. He would just hear the keys in one tune, and he'd know it's in key with this other record, and he'd be like, you know, in 15 minutes, snatch up this stuff. I mean, he would hear the tuning all the way down to the drums. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Right. So he would snatch all these parts and be like, boom, that's the thing right there. Right. So he would always win the 15-minute beat challenge. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. He could just snatch some stuff because he already heard, like, oh, that's in key with that. Or if I slow it down here, I'm going to put it in this key. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So he, you know what I'm saying, he knew all that. And it was just like, the stuff that we have and the stuff that, like, came after he, like, you know what I'm saying, adapted that drum feel, you know, that straight swing. Yeah. Bop, that, you know what I'm saying? That was like I say, it was a whole movement. You know what I'm saying? Right. It wasn't just him, but that sound is like you say would have changed. It did. It changed hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's neo soul. Yeah. It's lo-fi, and it'll always be a part of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Right. Always.
So speaking of that, you actually you produced for Davina, right? That was on. Oh, she was on Loud. Yeah. Okay. What was the what was the song, or did you do like multiple tracks on the album, or?
No, I had hooked up with Davina. Okay. How did I hook up with Davina? I'm trying to remember. How was it that me and Davina ended up even working together? But anyway, I had like made a tape. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And she had heard one song on it that she liked. Okay. And then it was like, okay, you know what I'm saying, you can get that one. And then it was like this last song, the one that we actually that you know what I'm saying, she actually put out. Um, it was like, a remake of the Gangstar. It was like a Gangstar song, and I found the sample, but
Okay.
I, you know what I'm saying, I just flipped it my way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she like automatically just like matched wits with it. She like came up with a whole song with it. I mean, it was like the whole layout. I didn't do nothing different. She just put her vocals on top of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And the trace on trace, that was just saying 313 and you know what I'm saying, French.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like that song just like, you know what I'm saying, did its thing. Like it became a Coke commercial. It had a East Coast, West Coast mix. They had Exhibit on the West Coast mix. They had Raekwon on the East Coast mix.
Yeah.
It turned into a movie soundtrack for Hoodlum.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like,
dope.
you know what I'm saying? And then that's basically where Dez kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Because, see, we had some issues with the way that everything happened. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I didn't understand that, you know what I'm saying, you supposed to go through this process. Like I was just talking with Beans earlier. You got to negotiate stuff.
Right.
So when they put that first contract down, it was like a slap in my face. And I was like, man, just give me my money.
Right.
And she was like, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So signed all my rights away.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And like I said, it turned into all this other stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the sad part about it was we didn't get to create any more magic together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because we had that negativity, you know what I'm saying, that disagreement, you know, and like I said, we just young, we don't understand.
Right.
But, you know, Dez, on the other hand, ended up rocking out all over the world. And see, that was the thing. It was like I love my brother to the point where I was like, well, yo, this an opportunity for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going, because, you know what I'm saying, we got this, that's between me and her. That's not, you know what I'm saying, nothing I pull you into.
Okay.
You know? So, next thing you know, he with Ozil Motley. You know what I'm saying? And then he just bang, bang, bang. And then eventually came back and became Slump Village DJ. And now it's the world famous DJ Dez. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to Dez.
And he just, you know what I'm saying, rocking like that. You know what I mean? But it was like, that's, you know what I'm saying, one of the things that propelled his career.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Took him out of Granny's basement.
Yeah. SB.
Yeah.
I remember going over Proof House, and he gave me a beat tape. He's like, this is a Dilla beat tape. And he was like, I want to hear some of your stuff. And I wasn't recording that much, so I still had a bunch of old stuff. And one of the songs I gave him was the song me and you did in your basement. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh man, wait till I see Groove. He dubbed that tape, and he was playing it. He was like, I ain't seen Groove yet, but he was gonna play it. I think we was like, in the 9th grade or something when we did that song. It was just like on the spot. You made a beat and we just wrote to it or something. But yeah, that was one of my favorite memories with Proof, when he was just tripping out. I think the song was kind of, it was all right, but it was funny because you could tell we was younger on it, and I was like in my 20s when I let him hear it.
Yeah, so
right. So he was gonna tease you with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's funny. But what you got going on? You still producing now?
Yeah, I'm still producing, man.
All right.
Never stop producing.
Okay.
It's one of them things that you can't turn off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm just learning. Well, I mean, it's like, man, this hip hop, and we like first generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, if not first, at least second generation. You know what I'm saying? Because they was doing Rapper's Delight and all that stuff. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? We came up at a time.
I think we still first generation. We was just, I think we was young and we was fans of the first rappers but we grew up actually in hip hop. So I would consider us the first
right.
generation.
So it's like even when you thinking about the people that adapted it, that wasn't what originally they did. This is what we did.
Exactly. Yeah.
I get you. So that and just growing with the experience, you know what I'm saying, and just being creative in this way.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm doing a lot of experimental stuff. It's still experimental stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sticking to what I love, and like Detroit is a techno city. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dance music. So those sounds, even though it's like that's like prevalent in hip hop. That's what, you know, everybody's spacey or wavy and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, I've been like, you know, dealing with those types of sounds.
Right.
And now it's like this style called mod bap, where they actually using modular synthesizers.
Okay.
And those are synthesizers that don't have a operating system. It's literally like a piece of hardware that you patch the electricity in to create tones.
Okay.
And these tones, you know what I'm saying, you have your sequencer that controls it. And I'm taking it from the dance side of it, you know, because there's been a lot of people that's doing like, you know, dance music with it, but I slow it down.
Right.
And it's called mod bap. So it's like I felt real comfortable with that style. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've always been, you know what I'm saying, about the tweaking and all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Those sounds and, you know, not using traditional horns or basses, but, you know what I'm saying, really, you know, electronic sounds.
So,
you know what I mean?
So that kind of take me back to, so we talked about the electrifying mojo, right?
Yeah.
So Detroit has always been unique with the, I guess you could say, with the mix of music. So I would go to New York, I would hear New York radio and their hip hop, and it was like all similar sounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here we had techno, we had house, we had damn near everything under the sun influences.
R&B.
Even our hip hop was spread out. We didn't have all New York hip hop. You would hear West Coast and down south. Mm-hmm. So did that impact your production style, like overall?
Yeah, I think so. You know what I mean? Because you know, we soak this stuff up and not even know that we soaking it up, and then we just kind of express ourselves with, you know, whatever we used to in our environments.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that kind of like played a part in it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing was okay, we can't use P-Funk because the West Coast took that sound.
Right.
And well, my ideas. We couldn't take, you know, I wouldn't feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying, using Atomic Dog and stuff like that. That, you know what I'm saying, wasn't my thing. Or like the soul 70s stuff, because that sound more like New York, you know what I'm saying, with all the heavy sampling like that.
Right.
So that's how my sound came about anyway. It was like, well, we techno here.
Right.
So we make the electronic, you know what I'm saying, sound. And even when I'm talking about, you know, looking at Dilla, you know, if you know early Dilla, you would hear that jazz type stuff. And then you start hearing electronic, you know what I'm saying, more electronic bass, you know. That was my influence.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it was a group of us.
Right.
That, you know what I'm saying, shaped that sound that still, like I say, is prevalent to this day.
Okay. All right. That's dope. Yeah, man. So you got the so what are you producing under? You still going by P.Gruv for your current?
Yeah,
okay.
P.Gruv.
All right. You working with, what artists are you working with now? Is there anybody in particular that stand out?
Yeah, well, Aisha Ellis.
Okay.
That's a drummer.
Okay.
She's a fantastic drummer. She like stays in the pocket. Like she's just like, you know what I'm saying, dope. Can hold that tempo, can stay in the pocket.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying, her manager, Piper Carter, wanted to put a project together with her. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because Aisha has played in many played drums in many groups, you know what I'm saying, in the city, you know what I'm saying? But she wanted to do her own thing.
Okay.
So I helped produce her project, and it'll be out in 23.
Is this all instrumentals type?
Okay. It's all instrumentals.
Okay.
And she's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, the hip-hop drummer, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like when you listening to the music, it's purposely mixed where the drums are more present.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, you know, usually drums might be a little further back in certain styles of music.
Right.
But, you know, she got more of a heavy feel in the mixes and stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm doing that. I got a lot of stuff that I'm doing with UR, Underground Resistance.
Okay.
Shout out UR, the whole camp, Submerge, Mike Banks, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I got a project with Sadat X.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We dropping that one. Shout out to Troy, Eric Perry for, you know what I'm saying, coming together, and we putting that together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm really excited about, you know, this new style of music that I say I'm, you know what I'm saying, working on, and I'm going to be releasing that.
Okay.
You know, I'm loading that up to just be dropping like every quarter. So it's going to go back to when we first started putting them 12 inches out. Yeah. I don't know if you remember when we was dropping those instrumental 12 inches back in the day, but we would drop them like every 4 months. It would be like a new 12 inch. You know what I'm saying? We just drop them.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's dope.
That's what's going on with that on that end.
All right. So you got the juice bar over on Meringue on the east side.
Yeah, Jungle Juice Bar, man.
All right, that's good.
Look us up on Instagram at Jungle Juice Bar _MICH.
Okay. How do people get a hold of you for any production work?
Well, you just holler at P.Gruv on all social medias. It's spelled P-G-R-U-V.
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and any other apps I can find that I can just sign on to and put my name in there just so I can hold my name down.
Right.
LinkedIn.
You don't want to use the name 50 again?
Oh, man. 50 nice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is B-Boy Reg checking out Funky Fresh in the Flesh podcast, signing off with my man P.Gruv, HP's finest, and we'll see y'all on the next episode.
Yeah. Peace.
All right.